Acutherm has been designing, manufacturing, and distributing a line of modular VAV systems and thermally powered VAV diffusers since 1978. With over 1 million ThermaFuser modules installed, Acutherm provides buildings all over the world with the most comfortable VAV systems possible. ThermaFuser modules use a variable discharge area to control airflow, which results in a nearly constant discharge velocity. Variable area equals constant velocity. Constant discharge velocity provides better throw, better room air movement, uniform temperature distribution, no dumping of cold supply air at low flows. We will be able to view these features through the use of both smoke injected into the supply air or primary air and infrared imaging. A brief puff of smoke injected into the supply air or primary air shows us how it enters the room. By using slow motion, we can see how the supply air clings to the ceiling. This is known as the Coanda effect. The Coanda effect is the ability of more dense cold air to attach to the ceiling. Maintaining Coanda requires a relatively high discharge velocity. Because ThermaFuser modules maintain a discharge velocity of approximately 1,500 feet per minute under all flow conditions, they are able to maintain Coanda even at very low flows. This means that ThermaFuser modules will always maintain uniform temperature distribution and will not dump. Looking at an infrared image of a screen hung in the center of the 275 CFM primary airflow, we can see the air temperature associated with different parts of the same room. Notice how the colder supply air, shown as black, blue, green, and yellow, clings to the ceiling, while the overall room temperature, shown with red and magenta, is between 74 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Watch how quickly the black 55 degrees supply air is warmed to room temperature. This is also due to the high discharge velocity of the ThermaFuser module. The high velocity of supply air or primary air moving across the top of the screen causes a large amount of induced air or secondary air being drawn up from the right side of the screen to be entrained into the primary air, causing the temperature of the mix to rise quickly. The air circulation pattern from diffuser to the full extent of the throw and then back again to the diffuser can be easily seen. Again, looking at the infrared image, the secondary air mixing with the primary air has caused the temperature to rise from black at 55 degrees to red at 74 degrees Fahrenheit within a few feet of the diffuser and with only a few inches of drop. Meanwhile, the occupied area is filled with gently moving air of between 15 and 35 feet per minute with no pockets of stagnation. In addition to good temperature distribution, good mixing of primary and secondary air also promotes good air change effectiveness. Air change effectiveness is a measurement of how much of the outdoor air contained in the primary air actually reaches the occupied zone, which is the part of the room between 4 inches and 67 inches above the floor. What separates the ThermaFuser module from other diffusers is that it can maintain the same air distribution characteristics at extremely low flows. We are now looking at the same ThermaFuser module turned down to 25% flow, or approximately 70 CFM. While the throw is somewhat reduced, Coanda is maintained because the exit velocity remains close to 1,500 feet per minute. Looking at the thermal image of the 70 CFM flow, we can see that the colder primary air, black, blue, green, and yellow, remains at the ceiling, and that room temperature is at a constant 74 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, red and magenta. The ThermaFuser's high discharge velocity provides good mixing even at this reduced flow. Just as in the 275 CFM flow situation, high-velocity primary air provides good entrainment of secondary air and thorough mixing. The ThermaFuser module's nearly constant discharge velocity provides better throw, better room air movement, uniform temperature distribution, and no dumping of cold supply air at low flows. ThermaFuser modules are the preferred VAV terminal. Use them in your VAV system.